Is this the new pedal that you're missing? Is this intro a little too clickbaity? Let's find out. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. It's been a little bit since I posted. As you can see, we're in a new space. My wife and I, spur of the moment, kind of accidentally bought a house, and now the basement is the studio. So I'm very excited for this change and all of the new opportunities that it will bring, but that is not why we are here today. Today we are here to discuss the Class Reunion pedal by Summer School Electronics. Now, this is the pedal that I talked about in my 5 things you didn't know you needed from NAMM 2024 video. And I am beyond excited to be able to talk about it today. I fell in love with it at NAMM. It lives up to the hype that I had built up in my brain. And in case you can't tell, I'm just very, very, very excited. So first off, this company, Summer School Electronics, is based out of Syracuse, New York. Hopefully I'm saying Syracuse right, or maybe I'm offending a whole population of people, who's to say. But the main guy who builds the pedals and who is an owner is named Mark Turley. Now, Mark is also a math teacher. And as someone who's married to a teacher, I can tell you that if he's using his spare time to make pedals, they must be pretty special because teachers don't have very much spare time. This pedal is definitely unique, and it's caught the attention of JHS, and I think it'll catch the attention of a lot of people. So I'm very, very grateful that I was able to get my hands on one of them. Let's go ahead and move over to the board so we can hear what it sounds like. All right, welcome to the board. So this is my personal pedal board that I use for most of my gigs, for most of my session work. Sometimes there are updates and changes. I just recently added the good old Klon Klone on there. And of course, the Class Reunion. Now it has found itself a nice little place on the board. It fits a need that I had that I couldn't figure out how to fill. And I've already used it at a couple gigs, and it's incredible. I absolutely love it. So let's go through what it does. There's this nice little piece of paper as well to explain what it does. So it says, the Class Reunion is a unique take on parallel drive / fuzz circuits. It combines Summer School Electronics' take on a Russian Muff with our 2020s Trash Panda in parallel with a master volume and blend knob. Each side features its own drive and tone knobs, as well as diode selection toggles. So obviously, since I saw this at NAMM, I had the opportunity to talk to the builder about it, and what he told me is that their Trash Panda, which is on the right side with the green knobs, is an op-amp style distortion. It's got a very amp-like overdrive to it. And then the left side is, like it says, a Russian Muff. That's indicated by these black knobs. In addition to that, it's got these diode switchers. And it says here that the silicon setting on the Muff side is a more standard classic Muff sound, while the LED setting creates a darker sound with more low end. The LED setting on the Trash Panda side is the classic amp-like overdrive from our Trash Panda, while the silicon setting is a lower output but provides a crispier, fizzier drive. So this is how it came to me right out of the box. It looked just like this with those switches the way that they are. We'll, of course, explore both sides of it, but this is it. So let's go ahead and dive right in. First things first, this is how I did it. I took the blend knob and I turned it all the way to one side so I could hear what that sounds like. So we're going to go ahead and start with the Trash Panda. I actually, once again, love this setting. Here is the clean tone. And here is that wonderful trash Panda. As you can see, it's exactly what it says, amp-like distortion. I think for me personally, I'd probably pull it back a little bit. Still hear a little bit more of, you know, the amp that it's going into. Overall, really nice, chimey tone that I really dig. Let's go ahead and swap on over to the Muff. Classic Muff sound. I think if you crank it, you get some really fuzz, man. I'm going to crank that back because I think I like a little less. Let's hear what each of these diode switches sounds like. Immediate darkness. I'm going to leave it there. Let's go back to this one and check it out. Not just, yeah, much lower output. I see what it means with the fizz there. That's pretty nice. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead and dial into the settings that I know I like and that I used for my gig the other day. All right, so this is kind of where I had it. What I liked about the way that I have it set up is I get the chiminess from the Trash Panda side, but there's still that warmth and that grit and sustain that kind of sneaks in there from the Muff. You know, you can hear it, especially in like, you know, these nice open chords. Right, really comes through there. And then, you know, putting it on the neck pickup, it's this really nice kind of like fizzy blues tone that I really dig. And that's really something that this pedal does really well, is you can use it in a bunch of different genres. You know, and I just really dig it. What I was mainly using it for with my band is I was using it for a lot of like the more aggressive guitar parts. Like we have a song that opens with like, and that fit it really nicely. It was aggressive enough that it cut through, but still had that kind of like sweetness to it. Again, it was fit and need. And then the other way that I used it was actually in conjunction with the Klon. I felt like, especially on the neck pickup, it really brought out this sweetness that I always am looking for in a solo. So here it is without the Klon. And here it is with. Like I said, the combo of the Klon with that, in my opinion, is the sound that I've been looking for a while. And that, I think, is why I'm just so jazzed about this whole thing. Now, it wouldn't be a YouTube guitar channel if there wasn't something hopefully educational about it. So what I wanted to share was kind of my approach when I sat down with this and wanted to find the sound that I was looking for. And so for me, what I did is I went ahead and I took the pedal and I said, okay, this is where noon is on all of these. I want to do what we did in the beginning and go from one to the other and find my home base. And for me, I decided that the op amp Trash Panda was my home base. So what I did is I dialed in the Trash Panda to where I felt like it really shined. And that to me was right around there. Sometimes I'll pull the drive back, sometimes I'll push it up. Just kind of depends on what amp I'm going through and that sort of thing. And then what I decided is I would go over here and I would go to noon so that they were evenly split, and I would find what I liked as best I could and dial it in. I also discovered that I like to push the volume on the pedal a little bit more. Tried all the switches, you know, whatever. I just tried it all out. And then I just blended to taste, right? I knew that I liked the combo of these two, but maybe I wanted a little bit more high end. So if I want a little bit more high end, boom, move it over there. If I want it to be a little darker, a little heavier, maybe I'm playing more of a rock gig, that way, right? But again, for what I do a lot of blues-based stuff, so this is what I went with there. That's kind of my process on any pedal, and especially one where there are so many knobs, you know, when you compare it to like the Klon, which has 3, you know, or your Tube Screamer or what have you, right? Like, find out what each one does and just try to dial it in. You know, I just sit crisscross applesauce on the floor for an hour or two trying to figure out the tone. That's what works for me. I'm not saying it works for everybody, but that's how I found what I loved about this pedal. And it still holds true. You heard it in the video. It sounds killer. It sounds really, really good. And it fit a lot of different styles. And so I was very, very pleased with this purchase. I would make it again in a heartbeat. The other thing that I wanted to say is, as usual, always, always, always remember that finding a good sound is different from finding a good sound in the mix, right? I found something that I liked, and then as soon as I played with the band at practice, I was like, oh, I got to tweak a few things. It's a little too heavy in certain respects. And that is, again, going to be crucial to finding a good sound in any situation. I can't tell you how many bands I've mixed where I just have to butcher their guitar tone because their guitar tone was found in a box. It was found in someone's bedroom, sitting crisscross applesauce. And then they tried to apply it to a band setting and didn't use their ears after that. So keep that in mind as you start to mess around with things. All right, so this was the class reunion by Summer School Electronics. Once again, I am beyond stoked about it. I think it's a great pedal. I think it's going to get a lot of attention. And if it doesn't, then I don't know. I think the rest of the world is wrong. This is one of those ones where I'm gonna stake my own claim and say this is great. Everyone else is dumb if they don't think so. Uh, just like every guitarist would, right? Anyway, very happy for Summer School Electronics. This is great. I hope it brings them a lot of success. They were super nice to talk to at NAMM. Great guys, and I'm just so grateful I was able to get my hands on one of these. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, click the bell, all the things that all the YouTubers say all the time. It helps out the channel. That's just basically how it goes, right? Makes it so I can keep doing cool reviews like this one. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you around.